What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. As always, my name is Chris, and with me,
Sleepy Liam,
who apparently just decided to wake up. Today, we are diving into Apple TV's Silo, Season 2, Episode 5, and boy, was this one a doozy. Me and Liam have been predicting some stuff throughout this season. Some of the stuff we're definitely eating crow on right now. Some of the other stuff came true, and we have a lot to unpack, so I'm really excited. Let's wake this dude up, and let's have a conversation. Dude, what did you think?
what did we eat crow on?
I had to eat some crow on some things. See, I said in our last episode that Solo was actually the son of the IT. I was right, half wrong, right? So I'm eating some crow, but part of my theory was right. I wasn't unfounded in my disbelief of him lying about who he is and not being the real like Solo. We found that out today in this episode that is true. However, I thought he was much more closely connected to the actual character he was portraying. It was like they weren't even the same ethnicity, right? So like clearly not even related. So I was way off on that. Way off on that.
I thought they were passable. I mean, they totally could have been the same.
Yeah, in black and gray, it was real easy. But almost no, not at all, dude. They would never pass his family even close, and so he's clearly someone very, very different than I was thinking he was. And so half right, half wrong, but definitely not correct.
So who do you think he is now?
I really don't know. I don't know. I'm really, he has a connection with that little girl. I still think he was a child when everything went down. I don't, like, I'm really curious now. Like, I have a lot of questions about his lineage because he's obviously very, I don't know if it's a psychotic break or just from being alone so much, but he is very angry when you try to convince him or tell him otherwise that he is not the person he says he is. So very, very curious to find out who he is. And then, you know, Jules is obviously, I don't know if it's because she's dealing with the fever during like the infection and all the things that are happening to her, but she was incredibly scared of him in that moment.
She looks like she's about to go into shock. She's sweating. It's clearly deeply infected.
Yeah, I was curious throughout the episode what was going on. Like, was she hungry? I was trying to think when he asked her, "Are you hungry?" When's the last time we saw her eat? It's been a while. She has ate upstairs with him that one time, but then they've been working a bunch. They went underwater. Like, when's the last time she actually ate?
Yeah, not to mention, no matter when you're in the water, you burn like double the calories you normally would.
Yeah, she's not sitting still by any means. Oh yeah. So I was curious, and then when she unwrapped the wound, it made total sense. She's dealing with a serious infection that if she doesn't handle soon, she'll be dead. And I wanted to give you a nod on something because you had mentioned, and I thought that this is where it was going to go, but it ended up taking a turn a different way. You had mentioned that there's a suit inside of the vaults that could be used for both of them to leave. And when he was trying to convince Jules in this episode to help him turn on the pump so the silo doesn't flood and he doesn't have to like die or leave, basically, he had an idea, and it was really focused around the theme of the helmet. And so I thought for a minute that he was going to go, in exchange for her going back underwater and helping him stay in the silo, he was going to give up his helmet, maybe even the full suit, for her to leave. But then she found the helmet under the bed, and now I don't think that's going to be true either. But anyway, you asked me what I thought we were right on, what we thought we were wrong on. Those are some of the predictions that we had in previous episodes that we got some answers to on this one. If not more questions when it comes to Solo, but you know, it's a little more confirmation on where we were going.
Okay, so what'd you think of Bernard and Sims?
Man, so that was a little bit of a turn too. So let us know what you guys thought about the way Bernard handled Sims. Drop a 1 in the comment, actually, if you thought he was about to kill the wife or kill him in that scene, and the way it turned out was very different, because that was my perspective. When he was standing super close to the wife and kind of looking at her and looking at Sims, I thought for a second he was just gonna like kill her.
Which one?
Sims' wife.
No, you thought
The mayor was gonna kill the wife, yeah.
really?
Because, well, think about it. He just made him kill his love. So he's going to take away the thing Sims loves. In my mind, that's where he was going. And that look on his face, man, I said he wasn't a real evil character, but in this episode, he showed evil. I was like, whoa, like, okay.
I don't think he has the balls to do it himself.
I thought he was so hurt and so angry that in that moment, he was going to act irrationally. With this just kill both of them, basically, but do it her first so that he could see it.
He even mentions like, look, you're too valuable. I can't take you off the chessboard.
Which was the turn I wasn't expecting.
And
Send that in promotion.
now he's the judge.
Yeah. Which
But
he is not
he will
feeling it
never
well.
be in IT.
He will never be the shadow
Yeah.
of the, what is it? What are they called? Forget the name of the person who runs the order. There's a name for it. But he'll never be that guy.
And the wife was actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
She's absolutely the real strategist between the two, for sure. And I was curious why she was helping them at first. And then I realized, oh, she's making the guy who replaced her husband look incompetent so that the mayor will make Sims seem even more indisposable, because if it had been Sims in that position, it would have been handled already.
Well, the guy that she went to hide them, he straight up told them, like, look, if you don't fear her, you're making a big mistake.
Yeah.
You need to fear this woman.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she's going to become a much more major, prominent character here in towards the end of the season, and maybe even rolling into next season, because they're showing you just how cunning and powerful she really is. We're just getting a taste of the actual control she has over the other people in the silo.
She's giving me similar vibes to the Emperor's wife in Dune.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, similar vibes. The version like puppeteer behind the scenes.
Gossip politics is what I think of it as.
Yeah,
But she's a mean girl. You don't even go here. So I thought that was super interesting.
Let us know in the comments, what do you guys think about Sim's wife? This is kind of a curveball, something new. She's always been really supportive of Sims, but I think we're starting to see more of the fact that she actually is the real strategist between them. Drop it too if you agree. Let us know your opinion below.
So Knox and Shirley.
We're calling her Cheryl for weeks. Her name's Shirley. Shirley.
Well, surely you'll get it right this time. Yes. I'm waking up a little bit.
There you go. Drink that bang. So Knox and Shirley,
Yes.
definitely taking, like we said in the previous episode, they're on the run, and they're going to have to figure out a way to not only get back down deep, but also quell the rebellion. And my prediction was they were going to get down to the deep and kind of have the help of the people down there, but they didn't necessarily get down there right away. They got stopped, right? And so that's where, that conflict comes in. The Sim's wife helps them. And then the new, what is he? Not the head of IT, what is he called? The head of security, basically, right? Head of judicial security. Cuts open Knox's back and throws the winch at them. And that's when we actually see them officially get to the down deep, get to their help. But that's really what, that's the main thing we were waiting for with them, is finding out whether or not they were both going to make it down alive and truly be able to lead that rebellion and keep moving forward. Knox has a really serious wound on his back. Shirley's fine. And they're now back with their people.
That's kind of like where the episode left off towards the end, was he really just got hurt around that point.
Yeah.
But before that, they ended up going to the one dude that runs goods up and down, and he's kind of like a smuggler also.
Yeah, I think he's the head of the couriers or whatever.
The angry Asian dude.
Yeah. But he hunches over, kind of like a hunchback kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Oh, of course. He's all about the money.
Yeah, I didn't like him before I even realized that, because I knew something was coming there.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, they're painting this guy as too dark of a figure right now, so I know something bad's coming. The way they were doing the angles and stuff, they're making him kind of mysterious and very evil looking. And so I saw the double cross coming, because it's all too cliche in many things. But I just did a quick search for the episode count for Silo, and we're only halfway through. Like, there's 10 episodes.
It should be.
Yes. Fuck you, Doom Prophecy.
Right? We got like 2 episodes left and so much to cover.
So his double cross, and he got so excited. And why were they so surprised when he asked for items that belonged to Juliet? Why do you think they were so surprised?
I don't think they were surprised, were they?
Yeah. They're like, you want items from her?
I think at this point, I guess I just didn't catch that, because I just took it as further evidence that they are basically turning her into a martyr. She's becoming this symbol of the rebellion, of not, following order, of actually like being free and breaking free of this crazy, what am I thinking of the word, but the silos way of doing it, the code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you said that because that reminded me of when her father was with Bernard and that whole interaction. And he's like, you pretty much taken everything from me. I've got nothing left to lose. And he's tired of the manipulation. He's tired of lying to the people and feeling like a fraud because he's giving them false hope. And that's probably why he's retreated so much into himself. And that gave the best explanation for why that character is the way he is in this series. Like, he had good intentions to begin with.
I think he started out pursuing the career path of physician for the best of intentions. He wanted to help people. As he said, he's like, I didn't do this for the good of the silo. I did this because I actually want to do my job. Like, I want to help people. And so, but with the order, the code being what it is inside the silo, he's lying to people. And they waited on him for years, but I think the breaking point was when Juliet called him on it, right? And ever since she called him on it, and then she had to go clean, and all of this upheaval has happened since then. He's been in this like deep introspective like place where he's trying to like figure his shit out. And I think that's why when the mayor asks him, like, the questions, he's talking to him, and he's just, that's why he's so clear. He's like, you've taken everything. And he's like very understanding of where he stands, right? I have no family. Yes, I have a career, but I don't have a profession because I'm a puppet in that place. It's like, you've taken all the things from me. I have nothing. This is the only thing I can do is actually help people with the things I know. And I'm not going to help you any further in any way. Deal with your own shit. Right? Like, that's it.
And during that whole interaction between those two, Bernard wanted to give him Juliet's things back so they don't become a symbol to, I guess, help with the resistance even more within the silo and turn it into items just being bought, sold, and traded and making her a legend.
Yeah.
She's already a legend. But I like how the father's like, you can't change how people view that people. That's up to them. And
I look scared.
I got so much chills during that scene. I was like, ooh, yes. We already know where it's all coming. It's all gonna come to one big act of rebellion, right? Because as we see in our own society, history is repeating itself
Over and over.
all the time.
So cyclical.
Sad, depressed. So, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, man. You give people a common enemy. You get people riled up so they're not thinking straight. You get people in a place of fear, anger, desperation, and all of a sudden judgment's really clouded. And if everyone else is doing something, it becomes very easy just to follow suit, right? And so the powers that be in the silos know that, and they're doing it right now. And they even said it in this episode. They said, I think Sim said it to his wife. Yeah, that's the conversation where, remind me about Patrick, because you were right about something. But where Sims is talking to his wife, and he goes, if the mayor can get the mob to kill these two, it resets it back to before Juliet cleaned, and we go back to order, right? So, like, that's really, like, that's the plan, is to create enough fear, chaos, to, like, all of these things, and then create, like, this mob mentality where everyone just acts, and then it's like, then we level it back out. So, like you said, we see it in society, we see it happening in the silo.
Yeah, it's crazy how much this is mirroring society right now.
I think that's why it's powerful, and that's why people are drawn to it, and it's why it's doing so well, is because anytime that you can take yourself and feel like you're part of the story, it makes it more relevant, makes it feel like home to you. Patrick,
Yes.
you were right, my man, and I was wrong. I thought Judicial Sims had that body, or had brainwashed him, or had gotten rid of the evidence, or in some way had wiped that clean. But you were right. He got away. He snuck back down to the down deep. He's hiding in the hole. He's fully conscious, and the sheriff has found him. So the exact thing you said was going to happen. The sheriff was going to get curious. Patrick was going to give them the evidence they needed, and they were actually going to start to turn against the actual order part of the uppers.
And the deputy.
Yep. The deputy was always leaning more towards his people than he was the order. Like, other guy was like, buy the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But deputy is more like, yeah, this is a job. It kind of pays the bills.
So the real question now becomes, can they get him a doctor in time?
Oh, fuck yes. We already know Jules' dad is going to help.
But he's way hundreds of levels up.
Don't care.
They're going to get away to him?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments if you predict that the dad will be the doctor. That's a good connection. I like that.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but the dad is going to help. That is his way of getting his just desserts.
And actually helping people.
Yes.
And doing it in the name of his daughter.
Yes.
Ooh, I like those connections.
That's where I see this
It
going.
makes sense. I'd be a little upset now if they don't do that.
So will I. Welcome to my world. I can make connections all over the place for things. And when I see them and they don't, some of them don't turn out, just like you said, I'd be extremely disappointed because I see the beauty in making it that way.
Yeah,
So I would be very sad if they didn't do that.
I agree.
Lucas and the hard drive.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So that was actually, so seeing Lucas again this episode surprised me first off. Because I thought he was in the mines for the next 5 years. They just washed that character. That was a way for us to know what the mayor knew. No, that was us setting up something else. Although it was a valuable way to show us what the mayor knew and show us how much she really was curious about the outside world and what really happened. He's a really smart dude, right? And so it turns out he's just really good at piecing things together. Really good at like fixing systems and figuring things out. Very engineer mind. And so he's been recruited now.
That's an analyst personality.
Yeah. I would say not even recruited. That's the bad word. He's being pressured, swindled, co-opted into working for the mayor in exchange for the freedom he should already have. Right. So, but he's getting it right now, which is what he wants. He wants to not be in the mines where he's most likely going to die doing hard labor.
He spent one day in the mines, and Bernard's like, you see, what Judge did over here, it was just a slap to the face because none of y'all last more than 5 years anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, you could see it on Lucas's face. He's like, the fuck? He looks so deflated in that moment.
Yeah.
But what he starts uncovering from that hard drive was the secret folder.
So he found two really valuable things. One, the love letter / coded letter that the mayor originally spoke about, which is what he wanted to find.
Yes.
But then we got another bit of information, which I thought was really powerful. Confirmation that there is a hatch at the bottom of the silo that leads out of the silo somewhere. We don't know where yet. But we also have proof that there is a connection between judicial as well as IT and the other silos, or at least something else.
So the letter, then as I'm horrible with names, I didn't connect the name that was given for the letter.
Salvador or something, Salvatore, something like that, yeah.
Salvador Quinn.
Quinn, yep. See, it's close enough.
But,
He was the head of IT in the past.
okay.
And then
Mention it's like a love letter.
he was the one who sent the coded letter to the woman.
Which woman?
I don't remember.
Okay. So let's know which woman.
Yeah, in the comments.
I'm so bad with names. But that whole letter starts off as like a regular letter, as Lucas was saying. And then he's like, but then it kind of becomes gibberish, and Bernard getting excited here. He's like, it's a code. And Lucas is like, yeah, it's a code.
So I mean, we got some really exciting. Like, I'm glad we have 5 more episodes, right? Because we got some really exciting things unfolding. And a lot of questions now that we need answered. Even more questions that we need answered. So I'm excited. Some of the things that we need to figure out, right? Some of the things that we need answers as the viewer. How is Jules going to bounce back from this infection? Is Solo going to find her and save her? Obviously, she's the main character. She's going to bounce back somehow. But how? Is it going to be Solo?
I don't think Solo understands what's going on with her right now. That's why he wants to like give her food. Like, hey,
But she unwrapped her arm and then she fell. So don't you think now when he comes in that one of the first things you'll see is
we
massive?
haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
That hasn't happened yet.
Right. No, these are predictions. These are questions that we need answered still.
Okay.
And you went to a theory, so I just went down the rabbit hole with you. Like I was like, oh, but yeah, but I think this will happen. But anyway, so we need that answered first of all. We need to know how Jules is going to bounce back and whether or not she's going to find out more about Solo's past, which I hope so, because I want to know who he really is. And then we'll find out whether or not she's actually going to help him or if he's going to go with her, right? Well, I've had a theory that he's going to go with her the whole time, but it seems like he's really hell-bent on staying in that silo. So whether he helps her or not, we need answered. We need to solve the mystery of what's going to happen with Patrick, whether or not we're going to have enough time to really find out all that, and then what the sheriff will do with that information. The head of supply is now in custody. What's going to happen to her now that she's been taken up and brought into custody because she was part of the so-called group that murdered? We got a lot of questions that we need answered now.
No, there's only 2 that have like the warrants out for them.
And that's yeah, Shirley, got it right. Shirley and Knox.
Yes. Those 2 are the only ones. That's why they kind of separated.
But they're still all part of the same group, which is why they took her in custody.
Well, yeah, they just want to know where they are.
Well, they could hurt her, torture her, do all sorts of things to her to try to get that
Yeah,
information.
there are no rights.
Yeah.
They have no rights.
So she's in as much trouble as anyone.
So I'm predicting that Bernard is slowly going to, actually no, more quickly unravel over the next couple episodes, if not completely totally self-destruct, or come to an understanding as his world crumbles and work with Juliet.
I wonder if the coded message changes his perspective.
That's where I'm going with that.
Like, it's not what he thought it was. Like, he might think it's like some world silo ending thing, but really it's like a message of hope, right? And he's like, oh shit, my perspective was wrong the entire time. And then he starts working with Juliet. Yeah, we'll find out. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. We love hearing your guys' thoughts and theories. And when you guys engage with what we think too, it's always amazing. I really do appreciate everybody who has been viewing, subscribing, joining in. It's been an awesome ride these last several months as we've been exploding about 1,000 subscribers a month, guys. This has been absolutely great. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Liam has one more thing.
Look at this, the subscribe versus unsubscribe. 94% of you are tuning in with us, but you're not even subscribed. Only 5% of our viewers are subscribed. So please do us a favor and hit that subscribe and the notification bell so you can keep watching all these when they come out.
If you guys really enjoyed this video, go ahead and check out the playlist for it right here. If you want to check out some other of our playlists that are really highly liked and watched, you can check it out right here. If you like something else that maybe isn't sci-fi, probably could check it out right here, but always make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the video. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.